Do you know, as per the latest data of Indian equity market, which state has maximum numbers of equity investors? It's not Maharashtra or Gujarat. Let's find out in this podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're taking a trip to India. Virtually, of course.
It's fun.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at this huge surge in retail investors in the Indian stock market. Now, even if, you're not personally invested over there,
Yeah.
I think what's happening in India could be a sign of what's to come for the whole global financial scene.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it and let's talk numbers first. Right?
Yeah.
Between August and December of last year,
Okay.
2024, the number of retail investors in India,
Right.
it went from 10 crore to 10.9 crore,
Whoa.
which is a lot of crores.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But to put that in perspective,
Yeah. Okay.
that's 2.3 crore NAW investors in a single year.
Wow.
That's insane. So is India experiencing a full-blown retail investor revolution?
Well, it's certainly starting to look that way. That kind of growth. I mean, that's unheard of. Really. I mean, I think it's probably a few things all coming together at the same time.
Okay.
More people have smartphones now. They're cheaper than they used to be.
Right.
The government has some programs, to get more people involved in finance. And India's middle class, it's growing, and they're looking for ways to build wealth.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it definitely makes you think differently about, how we see the future of financial markets.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got all these new investors, but are they actually, are they making a difference in the market?
Oh, they're definitely making a difference. I mean, these aren't just casual investors. They are really making waves.
Okay.
So retail investors, they now hold 17.6%
Okay.
of the market cap of companies on the National Stock Exchange,
Wow.
which, it's basically India's version of the New York Stock Exchange.
Okay, yeah.
To put that into context, just a decade ago, it was only 10.9%.
Oh.
Yeah, so that means they own a much bigger chunk of the total value of all those companies.
So they're not messing around, huh?
No, they're not.
Okay, so that's really interesting. And what I think is also fascinating is it's not just the numbers, but who these investors are is changing too.
Right.
So the median age, it's gone down from 41 to 35 in just 4 years.
Wow.
And we're seeing more women investors now at 24%. So what's causing this kind of demographic shift?
I think a lot of it comes down to just, people are more financially savvy than they used to be.
Yeah.
It's easier to trade online now, and people know more about the opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine trying to explain stock options to your grandma 10 years ago.
Right.
Now, grandmothers in India are trading options from their phones.
It is incredible how much technology has changed things.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to the big cities, right?
Right.
I mean, this excitement for investing, it's spreading across the whole country.
Okay. Exactly. Investors are now in, get this, 99.84% of India's PIN codes.
Well, almost everyone.
Almost everyone. It's amazing. And it's not just in the typical places you'd expect, like Maharashtra or Gujarat.
Right.
Uttar Pradesh, which is the most populous state in India, they're getting more new registrations than Maharashtra now.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know what this means. It means that financial awareness is moving beyond the big cities.
Yeah.
The government is trying to reach people in rural areas, and of course, online platforms make it easy to invest from anywhere.
This is it's making me think about how we see the future of financial markets.
Yes.
If this is happening in India, could we see it happen elsewhere?
Absolutely. It's definitely something to watch.
Yeah. What's the thing that stands out to you the most about all this?
I think the big question is this going to last, or is it just a bubble that's going to pop?
Oh, right.
What happens when the market takes a dip, which it always does eventually.
Yeah.
We know from history that retail investors tend to jump in when things are good,
Right.
and then they can get a little emotional when things get shaky.
Yeah, they might panic a little. Yeah.
Exactly. And also, even though there are a ton of these new investors, they don't have as much power as the big institutional investors, especially the foreign ones.
Right. Those are really good points. It's easy to get caught up in all the excitement,
Yeah,
but everyone needs to understand the risks, especially new investors.
absolutely.
So for our listener today, what does all of this mean for them?
Well, what we're seeing in India could be a preview of what's going to happen in other developing economies. Think of it like this. The stock market used to be this exclusive club, right?
Yeah.
But now, thanks to technology and more awareness, everyone can get in on the action.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
The doors are wide open.
Yeah.
So from this deep dive today, I think it's pretty clear that the financial world is changing.
Absolutely.
And what's happening in India might just be a sign of things to come globally. So I want to leave you with a thought, right? If this trend continues, think about what it could mean for your own investments. You know, should you be looking at global markets differently?
Yeah.
Could we see a future where everyday investors have more power than ever before? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
See you then.